It's not what it looks like. It's not what it looks like. I swear to God, it's not what it looks like. Okay, we're not going back. Okay, we're not going back to war. The war that never even existed. Okay, I'm not. This isn't another furry crusade or whatever you want to call it, but it's not. Okay, it's just that this one is a very spicy one. Okay, this is a very spicy video that's been popping up recently on Twitter, and a lot of people are talking about it, and for horrible reasons. Horrible reasons. Okay, so the title of the video is called "Coming Out About Things." Okay, so you probably already read the title, and I will say it again here. This has to be one of the worst coming out videos that I've ever seen. Okay. And you're probably saying to yourself, "Oh, Rigozen, you homophobic," and stuff like that. No. Trust me. I will literally show you the video. Okay, it's a furry, right? Who is coming out? Not as a homosexual, not as a trans person, but they are coming out as man, they are coming out as a zoophile. So the video itself is around 36 minutes long. It's two parts. The first one is just them talking. The second part is like an interview. They're talking with someone else. So basically like a podcast. But I'm going to do y'all a grand favor. And instead of just doing this as a regular reaction video, I'm just going to take, different parts of each segment from the first part, if that makes sense, right? They're just her talking. And I will, talk about those bits and pieces and form it into one clip, and then just continue on doing that. So it saves us time, all right? It saves me time, it saves you time, but in general, I just want to, give my thoughts and let y'all see the insanity that is just being unfolded right now before your very eyes in this video. And it's just not good. It's just not good. But anyways, let's go ahead and watch the video. Gotta get that sigh in. You gotta get that sigh in, alright? It ain't, a serious video if you don't get that sigh in the beginning.
Hi everyone. You all know me as Sappho, and I wanted to make a video about coming out. Coming out with anything can be very difficult, especially if it's something that society currently views with disgust or is a bit dangerous to even come out with the way that things are right now. And it's a lot like when homosexuals were coming out in the 1960s during Stonewall and those sorts of events. If you were growing up in the 1960s and were being fed all of the news and social propaganda about how gay people should stay in the closet, how it's unnatural and against nature, and all sorts of crazy shit like that, a lot of you would probably be anti-gay, anti-LGBT. And frankly, this sort of thing would have leaked out eventually, especially with how cancel culture is these days and other furry drama. There would be people out there that, they want to have a gotcha moment. They want to build their fame and popularity and, expose people. And
something to point out that's like very clearly done with full intention is they don't actually tell you what they're coming out as in the beginning of the video. It probably takes them around like 2 or 3 minutes to actually, come out to say, yes, I am a zoophile. But what they do in the beginning is very interesting. It's very manipulative if you think about it this way. They're trying to build up, because they're trying to get sympathy from people who have been, you know, discriminated against, like the, you know, basically the LGBT community, because, you know, she's saying like, oh, it's very dangerous to come out nowadays, just look at the homosexuals and stuff like that. So she's trying to garner sympathy from, you know, different communities, so that it kind of seems like, hey, I'm just like you, but no, I'm sorry, but no, sweetheart, sorry. Another thing she points out as well is cancel culture, as if this isn't a cancelable offense. You know, it's just like, you know, cancel culture, it's a bad thing. Yeah, it's a bad thing, but when you do stuff like this, it's like, do you blame it? You know, do you honestly blame the thirst for blood? Because, you know, like I've said before in multiple videos, cancel culture is more of a hit or miss, okay? But if cancel culture actually took its roots in this situation, actually got its little dirty little Jewish fingers inside this situation, I'd say, you know what? This is a net positive. This is honestly a net positive, because this is clearly something that should be ridiculed and criticized. Because it's not good. It's not good. This isn't a great thing, alright? It's not like someone saying the N-word like 6 years ago. No, this is literally someone coming out saying, I like to fuck dogs, or I like my dog to fuck me.
I'm just not going to give the opportunity for a Sappho exposed kind of video.
And yet, here we are.
And I want to clear the air and say that, for the record, I am a zoophile.
She says it so fucking calmly too. Yeah, I'm a zoophile. Like, I guarantee you, someone who's into coming out videos, and you know, that's your own thing, whatever. I'm not gonna say you're stupid or whatever, but you know, they're excited. You know, they have the little fucking popcorn out. I'm just like, ooh, we're excited. I can't wait until you know, they get to come out. This is so exciting. This is wonderful. And then they say this shit, just like, I'm a zoophile. What? What'd you say? Hold on there, buddy. You got too much dip on your chip. I just can't help but laugh, because for me, it was very unexpected. Alright, and yeah, I know. Furries and all, just like, it's to be expected, whatever. Okay, whatever, but it's still, at the end of the day, it was very unexpected to be like, I was like drinking a Coke when I first saw this on Twitter, and I literally spat it all over my my screen, my iPhone, because I was so shocked. It's like, there's no balls in this person to come out to say, yeah, bro, I like fucking my dog. I like to have the sussy with my doggy. And it's like, come on, dude, come on. You just can't do that. Jesus.
You did not mishear that. I am a zoophile.
She's like, hey, just in case you misheard me, just in case you, you know, you're delusional, let me go ahead and say it one more time so you can hear me clearly. I am a zoophile. God damn, dude. God damn. Can you actually imagine someone being so... I'm losing my words right now. I'm losing my words. This is insane. This is actual insanity. This person actually thinks they're in the right. They actually think they're in the right. That's crazy. That is just absolutely bonkers. Okay, the nerve of this person. All right, they should just probably stay in the little quirky parts of the internet that no one sees. But no, this person's just like, you know what? I will come out. I'll come out as a zoophile, and I'm gonna defend my fellow zoophilians. I'm like, no, what are you doing?
I do not have a thing for humans. I am more attracted to dogs, like German Shepherds. If you are willing to stay and listen to my view and explanation, that is the point of this video. It is to show that there are ethical guidelines. It's not so black and white like many furries think that it is, and a full explanation as to the way that I think and the way that others think and why.
You know, if I were watching this video just to watch the video, I'd be like, no, I'm not interested in hearing your point. Alright, you're just a dog fucker at the end of the day. But since I am making a video on this, I think it would be in my best interest and in good faith to actually watch the entire video, which I technically did. I only watched like the first part of her talking, giving her points, but the points are really weak. They're just really opinions. Nothing is really based off fact. She doesn't really, she never backs up her claims, her opinions with facts. All right, like she doesn't. It's just all opinionated. She literally goes like, in my opinion, blah blah blah. It's man, it is something else. It is something else. Okay, this is really funny. Like genuinely horrifying. Again, disgusting. But at the end of the day, pretty fucking hilarious.
Zoophilia is often very misunderstood, especially because of certain very terrible people and what you may have seen in the news. And someone that I will not mention, if you remember that situation with the zoo sadism leaks a few years back. Unfortunately, when people think of zoophiles, especially furries, that's the person that comes to mind. That is the situation that comes to mind. And I'm talking about horrible abuses. And I'm not accusing a certain individual of anything here, but those leaks showed some truly horrendous people doing awful things to puppies, dead animals, animal gore, and other atrocities that I really wish would have been prosecuted.
So this part of the video is very interesting because they proceed to try to paint some of the zoophiles, or I guess the majority of the zoophiles, to be good and caring people. And the only reason that there's such a stigma over it is because certain bad faith players who really abuse their animals for sexual pleasure, they ruined it. It's like, at the end of the day, zoophilia, you know, the act of having sexual relations with your animal in any way, in any capacity, is just animal abuse. I mean, there's no way to look around it. You know, I get that you're trying to do some very epic Pagaroony mental gymnastics, but it's just not gonna work, alright? It's just genuinely not gonna work. At the end of the day, the dog cannot consent because it does not have a conscience. It is not to our, it's not equal to us, which is what she says. You know, that animals are equal to us, which they're not, alright? We're very different from animals. But at the end of the day, you know, they do not have a conscience. They cannot consent. This is why to have, man, saying this out loud is just so fucking tough, man. To have sexual relations with your dog in that case is wrong, okay? Because the dog, the cat, the fucking donkey, whatever, doesn't know what it's actually really doing, okay? And you're just taking advantage of that for sexual gratification. That was a little tangent, but anyways, yeah, they basically try to paint themselves and the other people, I guess the majority, as, you know, good faith players in the whole zoophile community, which again doesn't exist. Again, they mentioned different people that are like, very terrible. She doesn't like name anyone by name, but I can tell you straight right now, she was talking about Kuro the Wolf. You probably know who Kuro the Wolf is if you've seen my channel before. If you've been following me for a while now, you know who Kuro the Wolf is, okay? He's been caught basically fucking dead animals. He killed his own dog for sexual gratification. It's raw, okay? It is actually genuinely raw. But that's what she was talking about. And she's like, I am nothing like him. Zoophiles are nothing like him. We reject him. So that's another way of trying to manipulate the audience, where it's just like, we are not like them. There's two different kinds of groups. And that might be true. That might be true, but at the end of the day, both parties are still abusing the animal, whether or not one is more savage than the other, right? At the end of the day, you're still abusing an animal because it's just how it is.
I couldn't imagine somebody doing that sort of shit to my animals, my mate. be 100% clear, I am not like that. Most of the zoo community is also not like that and utterly despises it. You don't want them. We don't want them. Ethical zoos are not like that. Zoophiles are among the most caring and loving people towards animals and their mates. We see animals as equals to humans, not as property or an object like in the eyes of the law and others.
You know, that's all good and dandy, right? That's all cool and poggers, right? You can look at your dog as maybe an equal to you. I'd say that's fine. Okay, you could look at your dog and say it's part of the family. And you know what? My dog was like a fucking brother to me. But at no fucking point was I like, hey there, doggeroony. Hey there, Jack. You got a nice pussy. How about you come over here and share some with me? No, that's shit. That is insanity. All right. Again, the amount of mental gymnastics that this person has to go through, the amount of flawed loops to come up to this awful conclusion is crazy. It is so god-awful crazy. Yes, I get it. You like your dog, okay? But to the point where you want to fuck it? You want your dog to fuck? No, I don't get that, okay? That's just crazy, all right? That is disgusting. It's awful. It is deplorable. No matter how you want to spin it, no matter how, fancy you want to spin this tale, at the end of the day, it's still disgusting. It's awful.
Specifically, I and other ethical zoos follow what's called Zeta principles. Zeta being the Greek symbol, but also standing for zoophiles engagement, for tolerance and acceptance. So if you see that symbol on a furry, that's probably what they're referring to, or they're an ally towards that kind of cause.
Do not let them take that symbol, okay? Because I have a small feeling that's not necessarily true, okay? So do not look at this video and take what she says face value, okay? Do some goddamn research. I'm not gonna do research. I'm just gonna be like, I don't want to fucking believe you. But no, for real, don't give them that symbol. Do not allow them to take that symbol. All right, I'm pretty sure it's gonna mean something completely different, but they're like, oh, it's gonna mean this now. No, don't let them take it. Don't let them take it. Okay, just don't.
And those principles are: bestow upon animals the same kindness one would wish bestowed upon oneself. Consider the well-being of an animal companion as important as one's own. Place the animal's will and well-being ahead of one's desires for sexual gratification. Teach those who seek knowledge about zoophilia and bestiality without promoting it. Discourage the practice of bestiality in the presence of fetish seekers. Censor sexual exploitation of animals for the purpose of financial gain, and censor those who practice and promote animal sexual abuse.
All right, so these principles, the first two are good. Okay, the first two are like, yeah, I could follow that. Yeah, I can respect that. Then you get to the third one, it just all falls apart. Okay, like if you think about it, this is like a game of Jenga. Okay, but instead of trying to doing their best to not knock down the entire tower, they haven't even started. They just took out two little bricks and like, okay, respect the animal. Okay, cool. Treat the animal as yourself. All right, awesome. Yeah, make sure you know what the dog wants before you fuck it. Just knocks the entire fucking thing down. Just fucking pushes that shit down, dude. The fucking pain. It's painful having to listen to these people. Jesus.
Zoophiles are not the same as bestialists and fetishists who do not follow those principles.
I'm pretty sure they're the same, okay? But you're just trying your best to spin this weird narrative that there's, a specific group of people who are like, yeah, we're good. No, okay. People, don't let this infidel trick you, okay? Do not let this foolish person try to manipulate you into thinking that there is a subgroup of individuals that are actually good people. They're not actually abusing the animal. No, don't let that happen, okay? Don't let that seed of deception plant itself and take root into your mind, okay? Because it's not true, all right? Whatever this person is saying is bullshit.
Hypothetically speaking, I would see my partner or my mate as an equal to myself. Everything would be out of love, care, and affection for their wellness and well-being. It would not be to serve myself and my desires.
But having sex with your dog defeats that entire purpose. All right, like you're literally going back on that. All right, because why would you? That doesn't make any sense. Are y'all hearing this? Are y'all hearing this? Just like, I don't do anything that's for my own sexual gratification, for my own gratification, and yet she fucks the dog, or she lets the dog fuck him. It's like, are you hearing yourself? Are you serious? What? Excuse me?
And a lot of people have issues with this sort of thing, which is understandable. I can understand the point of view that others have about my views.
Oh, it's understandable. Oh, it's understandable. Okay, well, at least she has some sense of, awareness of the entire situation. Oh, that's good. At least that's good. Okay, cool. At least you understand the issues that everyone has if you wanting your dog to fuck you.
The biggest argument, of course, that comes up is about consent and what is that like, right? And they want to compare like apples to oranges. They want to compare a grown, adult, sexually mature animal to like a toddler, basically. Comparing apples to oranges. And in my opinion, it's a bad faith argument.
You know what's funny about this, about the whole comparing oranges to apples kind of deal? At the end of the day, oranges are fruits. Apples are also fruits. Therefore, they can fall under the same category. They're under the same category. If you catch my drift. But honestly, with that argument, it's not really comparing oranges to apples. It's comparing oranges to oranges and comparing apples to apples. Because at the end of the day, say a child wants to have sex, it's not legal. They can't do it because they don't know what they're doing, okay? They're too young, all right? Even if they hit puberty, they still can't do it, all right? It's illegal because they don't know what they're doing. They're just a child. Same with a dog. It's just a dog. Okay, even if it's sexually mature or whatever, to have the sussy, even though I've literally said sex multiple times in this fucking video, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. They don't know what they're actually doing. Okay, it's instinct. It's instinct, but it's still fucking wrong to do it because you're essentially taking advantage of that. You're taking advantage of their instinct. All right, you don't have their best interest. You don't. You can try your best to say that you do have the best, but you don't. You honestly don't. Okay, because you are taking advantage of this drive that's in them, that's like instinctive, right? So you're abusing that. You are abusing that. You are an animal abuser. There's no way to try to, cherry pick this. There's no way trying to, make it look, nice, right? And the end of the day, to compare it to anything, you're a coffin. You are a coffin. You can try your best to make the coffin, the outside, look pretty and nice and all that shit, but when you open that bad boy up, you can't do anything about the dead body inside that's rotten. Okay, it's rotten, it got worms and shit like that, okay? So it doesn't matter whether or not the coffin looks like shit or it looks really nice. At the end of the day, there's still a fucking dead person inside, okay? So if you want to try your best to do some fancy maneuvers to try to, save yourself from the criticisms of society, you can do that, but it's not gonna work, okay? It honestly isn't, because, again, when you compare a toddler to a dog is the same deal. It's the same fucking deal. They're unaware of what they're doing. You know, again with teen, it's just anyone below the age of 18. It just doesn't work like that. Okay, you can try your best to manipulate it to where it's like, oh, no, but it's not. It just doesn't work at the end of the day.
I don't think you can compare a sexually mature animal to a not sexually mature human. I think it's bad faith. But back to that hypothetical, and my view on it is that if my mate came up to me, loved me, and wanted something more in that moment, why would I deny them that need?
Because you know better. You know better. But because in your degeneracy, in your depravity, in your stupidity, you allow yourself to open yourself to your dog, right? The dog, at the end of the day, doesn't really know what it's doing. All it's doing is following its instinct, okay? It's not intelligent, as we are. Okay, maybe there's some dog breeds that are intelligent, but nowhere near close to our intelligence. Okay, it's an animal at the end of the day. No matter how cute and wholesome the creature is, it is still an animal. Okay, you have two options, right? The dog walks up to you, wants to, fuck you or something like that. You have two options, right? You can either push the dog away or let the dog have your way, okay? The best thing to do, the right thing to do, the normal thing to do, right, is to push the dog away. But in this case, unfortunately, you have come to the conclusion that, hey, since the dog has come up to you, it is basically giving you consent. It's wanting to have, the sussy, consensual sussy, but it is not the case. It is not the case. Get that through your thick little skull. It is not the case. The dog has no idea what it's fucking doing. Okay, it is only following instincts, a desire, alright? But not like our desire, alright? But you get the gist of the video, right? Like, they just do a really terrible job trying to defend zoophilia or whatever, trying to paint themselves as, decent people, trying to garner sympathy. It's not working. It's not working. It never was in this video. It's just, I don't think you've convinced anyone that you somehow are in the right, that you are innocent, all right? Look, I will say this right now, and I'm being serious, and I'm not saying this to be condescending. I'm not saying this in a way to have like a one-up on you, but you genuinely need help, okay? You need to seek out someone who is actually rooted, grounded in reality, to get them to help you, to guide you in the right path. Because you, my friend, are lost. You are so horrendously mistaken. Okay, you are so horrendously mistaken. And it's time to open up your eyes. You know something that's ironic that I noticed throughout the entire video? This is probably gonna sound really fucking stupid, and I'm gonna understand that. But your little character, their eyes were basically closed the entire video. Maybe at some points it actually opened up its eyes, but for the entire video, for the majority of the video, it was closed. It was closed. They were closed. And I think it's time for you to actually open up your eyes, because you are genuinely blind. You are confused. You're confused. You are gravely mistaken. Okay? Like, I could, rip you a new one, alright? Felt like I kind of did already. But genuinely, you need help. You need help. If you need any assistance in seeking help, I can't really say I can help you. If I could, I would. But I don't have any contacts with anyone that could possibly help you in this regard, but I genuinely believe that you have a chance of redemption, okay? Because in some weird way, your heart is just slightly on the cusp of being in the right, caring for animals and stuff like that, but somehow, shape, or form, you just went full nuclear, okay? You just went like, okay, so I care about the dogs, therefore I'm just gonna find them sexual. And I get that it wasn't like that in the beginning, but then later on it transformed into something really, sinister, very, very insidious. So, I get that. I feel that. So it's like, okay, I understand that. But at the end of the day, though, to allow this to continue, to not stand up against you so that you can continue trying to spread your propaganda, would just be wrong. It would just be wrong of me to not do. You have to be stopped. You have to be stopped. Because this is wrong. This is genuinely wrong of you to do. To try to spread this misinformation, to spread your lies and deceptions. So that's my advice to you. That's my advice to you. You need to get some help. Some professional help. Okay, because clearly whoever's been raising you or whoever's been mentoring you, whoever your friends are, they have failed you. They have failed you in the grandest of ways. But I still think there is hope for you. But it is just a matter of you taking the hand, getting the help you need, accepting the help, and not staying in this bewilderment and this delusion that zoophiles are good people and they everything is consensual and stuff like that. It's just time to wake up. It's time to open up those eyes, and it's time to come back to the light. But yeah, that's basically all I have to say for this video. So yeah, very, very tough, very, very tough, especially for those of you who actually have to watch the entire video. But like I said, I really showed you like little segments here and there, so you only got like a small amount of the actual pain of the dose of just horribleness. But again, hypnotist Sappho or just Sappho, get some help. All right, go see a psychiatrist or whatever you need, because this isn't right. This isn't right. Okay. But let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think. I'm really interested in what you guys have to say. Try to keep it civil. Try to keep it civil, because if you're gonna write something really horrendous, and I completely understand if you do, YouTube's gonna delete it, and your comment will not be seen. This has been happening a lot recently, so just keep that in mind. I guess kind of if you want to be aggressive, then be passive aggressive, but just be careful. But anyways, thank you everyone for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button. You want to see more content like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification to be notified on my next video. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye for now.